Welcome back to Golf Xtra. LIV Golf is an upstart golf organization that is turning the golf world upside down. By taking some of the golf world's greatest stars away from the PGA Tour, the Saudi-backed league has caused a firestorm with the old guard of golf. However, there is one star in particular that LIV hasn't been able to pull away from the PGA Tour yet, none other than Tiger Woods. Despite some huge offers, Tiger remained resistant to joining up with LIV, but what's the real reason for this? Stay tuned, we're willing to bet you'll be surprised. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos just like this one. Now, let's get right into the real reason that Tiger didn't join up with LIV Golf. LIV Golf is an organization formed by the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia. It was formed to compete with and provide an alternative to the PGA Tour. Instead of the full 72-hole events that the PGA Tour runs, LIV instead utilizes 54-hole events as well as guaranteed payouts for players regardless of their performance in a given event. LIV also utilizes a team format as well as an individual format to try and foster additional competitiveness and excitement during the events. However, LIV has been criticized heavily for its ties to the Saudi royalty, which has committed a number of human rights violations. Detractors say that Saudi Arabia is attempting to clean up their image through a seemingly harmless golf league, which could boost their popularity. Needless to say, LIV has tried to attract some of the biggest names in the sport in order to gain traction, and there's no name bigger than Tiger Woods. So, what was Tiger offered to join LIV? According to LIV CEO Greg Norman during an interview with Fox's Tucker Carlson, Tiger was offered somewhere in the neighborhood of $700 to $800 million to join LIV in the organization's early days. This offer apparently preceded even Greg Norman's appointment as LIV Golf's CEO in October 2021, so it goes way back. This was also only LIV's first offer, so it's very possible that they threw even more money at Tiger. In that same interview, Norman said that they ultimately made Tiger a mind-blowingly enormous offer. We're talking about high 9 digits, Norman said. Even still, Tiger wasn't buying it. Money is one thing, but Tiger's comments regarding LIV Golf showed that he's also not the biggest fan of Greg Norman himself, which may have had significant bearing in his decision about potential participation in the new golf organization. As Tiger said, Greg has done some things that I don't think are in the best interest of our game, and we're coming back to probably the most historic and traditional place in our sport. I believe it's the right thing. I know what the PGA Tour stands for and what we have done and what the Tour has given us. The ability to chase after our careers and to earn what we get and the trophies we've been able to play for and the history that has been a part of this game. I know Greg tried to do this back in the early 90s. It didn't work then, and he's trying to make it work now. I still don't see how that's in the best interest of the game. Okay, so Tiger isn't a big fan of Greg Norman. But what was that attempt in the early 90s to do a similar thing to LIV? Let's take a look back. In 1994, Greg Norman unveiled his new idea to start the World Golf Tour. He felt that the PGA Tour didn't allow for free trade and that it restricted players from participating in competing events held on the same weekends as PGA Tour events. Norman planned to get some of the top players from the PGA Tour to join his new tour and play international events while continuing to be PGA members. The PGA Tour immediately retaliated, sending a memo to players saying that they would be suspended if they participated in the World Golf Tour. Sound familiar? In the end, the WGT failed spectacularly. Both players and tour officials shot it down immediately, and many think that Norman's participation in LIV is a direct response to this memory. There are a lot of notable players who have already joined Greg Norman and LIV. One of these players is Dustin Johnson, who has consistently been one of the top golfers in the world. He joined up with LIV for a reported $125 million. Some other key players include Brooks Koepka, Bryson DeChambeau, and Cameron Smith, all of whom signed for over $100 million. However, there is no bigger name in all of LIV Golf than Phil Mickelson, who signed a deal for a reported $200 million. Mickelson, of course, has a storied rivalry with Tiger Woods that has stretched across several decades. Both Mickelson and Woods came onto the golf scene during the 1990s. Mickelson was already showing great potential when Tiger went pro, but he was quickly surpassed. Tiger went on an incredible run for the next few years, winning 6 major titles by 2003, while Mickelson hadn't even won a single one. Mickelson made some biting comments about Tiger's equipment, picked up his first major championship the next year, and the rivalry was on. During the next few years, the two constantly competed on the major championship level, often being paired together and trading tournament wins. While the rivalry isn't at full throttle anymore, there's still a healthy rivalry between the two players. So it's no surprise that Tiger had a response to Phil's many outspoken comments as a new member of the LIV Golf Tour. You know, Phil Mickelson has his opinion on where he sees the game of golf going. I have my viewpoint on how I see the game of golf. And I've supported the tour, and my foundation has run events on the tour for a number of years. I just think that what Jack Nicklaus and Arnold Palmer did in starting the tour and breaking away from the PGA of America and creating our tour in '68 or '69, somewhere in there, I just think there's a legacy to that. I've been playing out here for a couple of years over decades, and I think there's a legacy to it. I still think that the tour has so much to offer, so much opportunity. I understand different viewpoints, but I believe in legacies. I believe in major championships. I believe in big events, comparison to historical figures of the past. There's plenty of money out there. The tour is growing, but it's just like any other sport. It's like tennis. You have to go out there and earn it. You've got to go out there and play for it. We have the opportunity to go ahead and do it. It's just not guaranteed up front. Another reason that Tiger has been resistant to joining the LIV Golf organization is his competitiveness. Like other great athletes like Michael Jordan and Tom Brady, Woods is a maniacal worker and a very competitive player. Part of what he feels has shaped his success are the competitive constraints imposed by the PGA Tour structure, which forces players to grind in order to make cuts, in order to stay on the tour and win events. As Tiger sees it, LIV Golf's new structure takes some of the competitive fire out of the professional golf life. I just don't understand it. What these players are doing for guaranteed money, what is the incentive to practice? What is the incentive to go out there and earn it in the dirt? You're just getting paid a lot of money up front and playing a few events and playing 54 holes. They're playing blaring music and have all these atmospheres that are different. No doubt, Tiger is a traditionalist, like many other golf fans. But it's not that Tiger is opposed to every idea that LIV Golf had, though. In fact, along with Rory McIlroy, he has started his own sports venture called Tomorrow Sports, through which he is starting the TGL Golf League. This league will work in tandem with the PGA Tour and will provide a more accessible golf experience to the traditional PGA Tour model. This structure hasn't been completely fleshed out yet, but early reports indicate that it might take place on a virtual course or otherwise use technology to appeal to a younger audience. The idea has attracted a lot of attention from other sports figures who have invested already, including pro football's Josh Allen, tennis's Serena Williams, and racing's Lewis Hamilton, among many others. The TGL Golf League is set to get started in January 2024, and importantly, will only be open to current PGA Tour golfers. So, all in all, that's why Tiger has decided not to take his talents to LIV Golf. That is, he's been able to craft his own player-friendly environment within the confines of the current PGA Tour structure. No Saudi royalty money needed. So, what do you think about Tiger's decision not to join LIV Golf? Do you think he made the right choice? How big do you think their final offer was? Be sure to leave us a comment with what you think down below. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you can watch our latest content updates as soon as they drop. We'll catch you in the next one. Have a great day.